and they are being met with G2. Your players towards the back. Leaf and Valin respond in kind.
Oh, he's just adding bodies to the count. Jorgamo unleashing fury.
He's ridiculous today.
I'm joined here by Coach of Evil Geniuses, fan favorite Potter, after a really nice comeback on that first map. Now, last year, EG, they started with a loss in their first ever map, and their last map was a win against PaperX at Champions. How are you going to repeat taking a team with virtually no expectations to the top once again?
That's a tough question to answer in a short amount of time, but you know, we just have to trust each other. We have not had a lot of time to build the kind of synergy that we need, but this match rep right here, map 1, was all we needed to kind of warm up into it. It was a very slow start for us. Defense was kind of all over the place, and we had to burn both timeouts very early on. So I'm really proud of us, though, sticking in it. All of the guys were problem solving the whole time. The communications is exactly what's going to kind of pull us through and allow us to have a fighting chance this year. So it's great to see that all of the guys are looking pretty natural out there. They're looking pretty, I mean, it looked like a lot of effort, but they were having fun. So I think that's a good sign for the start of the year.
Yeah, you could sense the comfortability. Thank you so much for joining me, Potter. Best of luck on the second map.
Oh, it's happening again! They can't keep doing this! Bro, I mean, Potter said in the interview,
like, relax for a second.
of many, potentially. Potter said in the interview, look, this team, I mean, specifically about Superman in that case, but I think it applies to everyone, they've got a lot to prove. These guys have a chip on their shoulder. Some of them have some sordid histories with teams, you know, in Americas as well, as we'll talk about in just a moment here. But EG, after being down, I mean, there was the second timeout of the game for them was called at 8-1 in the first half.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They really had to clean house, and my goodness, they made it look squeaky. 15-3, obviously, the longest overtime we've had so far in VCT Americas this year. And Georgia Mo, man, absolutely disgusting towards the end of that game.
I like what she says about the trust, right?
Hey!
Derek with the 100 Thieves Classic.
Wait a minute, what's that gun, buddy?
Yeah. He was a beast, though, and chip on your shoulder is exactly what I think he's displaying right here, right? He's trying to make sure that year that he just had, that was very rough. He admits it himself, Brent. You mentioned it.
Yeah.
And that was not on display here.
Derek is my boy for this, honestly. He's come out onto the stage. Listen, this map he's opened up, really stellar performance straight off the rip, I think. And he has got a lot to prove, but I think it's going to be helpful playing on EG because the expectations are going to get lowered again, right? Yeah. 100 Thieves, mad fan base. These guys are frothing at the mouth, honestly.
Look at this clutch percent. 40%, bro. Talk about rolling it back.
Rise, Derek 2022. Rise, Derek.
Do we need to have a conversation about sample size or what, boys?
I mean, listen, I'm looking forward to the next map.
We don't look at sample size here. Let's just look at stats.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good narrative. That's what I like to say. Speaking of which, we've got plenty of those being spun up on the other side as well. Josh RT, I'm sure, had some choice words to share with us ahead of map 2. So let's go in, and Wyatt, of course, has wrangled him.
I'm joined here by Josh RT, coach of G2, after a tough, close loss on the first map. Leaf was playing pretty well. There's a lot of expectations on his shoulders, given how excellent he was last year. How are G2 going to continue to bring the best out of that fantastic Leaf that we know?
He just has to keep playing the way he's playing, and we just have to take care of the situations where we should have won. I think it's a momentum game. Leaf is definitely like a vet on the team, providing like a common presence. So I'm not worried about Nathan, really. It's more like, can we keep our composure to close out the game?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me, Josh. Best of luck for the rest of the series.
Similar to what we heard from Josh RT after that first map between G2 and Crew, he's basically like, things are okay. We've got to tighten up the comms a little bit more and try and execute a little bit more smoothly. Let's stay on this Leaf topic, though, because it's worth looking at him and the role he fills on this team. Seemed like a pretty great plug-and-play option here, and so far, not so shabby.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing great, but I think one thing, when you think about him as a calming presence, like Josh says, you have to see some consistency with him. And in this game, he was fantastic still, right? I think he's still kind of reaching that same level that he was on Cloud9 last year, so you are getting that from Leaf. And what's important, though, for G2 here is I'm starting to see a pattern with not just the consistency of different players, but also the consistency of them on Sunset running away with leads that they had in these games. And Leaf slowing down, I think, is kind of part of that.
But honestly, I can't fault Leaf's play. I mean, this guy, he put up an above-average performance for most people in that role. He really went above and beyond. But genuinely, it felt like at times Players were scared to fight, like on G2, into one singular
He
player.
loses this round, by the way.
His counter, yeah, they lost that round where he gets a 3-piece. I'm like, the entire time I'm saying, why are they fighting into him when he's got a showstopper? Leaf gets 3 kills. They still lose the round because of these small little moments where, I don't know, they're just scared to fight together. You felt like just the weird timing's being taken by them. Heading into Icebox next, by the way, which is a map that we have seen G2 play. And it's another map where they had a really slow start at, actually, when they played against Crew. Couldn't get a handle of the way that Crew played against them. So there's a lot of footage once more for EG to really take a peek at.
I would say, though, on Icebox, they were running that Brimstone, right?
The Brimstone was cooking.
And it was cooking. And I think the ideas that they brought to that map were working. It was just a matter of the adaptations that we were talking about how Crew was playing against them and how that wasn't quite working.
The A retakes. That was what was really, really suffering for G2 playing on Icebox. When Crew were playing for that backside control on A on their attack side rounds, and they were trying to get in, they just thought they were going to be given and granted all that space. Kesnet would just rip away 2 of them. Now, is there going to be a heavy hitter on the side of EG to do that? Maybe Jorgamo. But they were struggling in that regard, where they weren't given the perfect optimal conditions for their retakes. Retakes on B were good. And also their takes on B on their attack side were really good too.
The retakes on B are simple with the Brim, right? Just throw the one way down. The question I have here for EG is actually, how are they going to play without the Demon 1 jet that they used to be able to run? Like, not necessarily on that map, but Jogamo's not that player who flexes in most of those cases. For the longest time, it was Boostio, it was Demon 1. Now Jogamo has basically to play that role, probably. I would have to imagine that he's going to do that, so let's see.
Crew were so aggressive, they disrespected G2, walked up on him, and have a look at this.
What?
Deadlock.
Gecko.
All right, you gotta give it to me straight here, boys.
Duelist.
What are we expecting here?
13-0 one way or the other.
Straight. Give me some wobble in there. Give me a little
I mean, so
leeway.
Cloud9 were experimenting with the deadlock on this map on Icebox, and they were doing some crazy stuff with the barriers. They were throwing it up to block off the retake potential. I've already talked about the difficulties of the retakes occurring.
I'm telling you right now, they saw that in scrims or something, they started stealing it, and they're like, I don't know how this actually works. Watch, EG is about to cook. Potter is so good at coming up with new things for her team.
All right, we need to find our footing. We're still reeling after the deadlock pick, so let's find out if this one makes it to a map 3. And to back your casters, here's Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, Hoover. Dre, we've got to address the deadlock in the room here. Talk to me about deadlock on Icebox. I know there are a couple of people who feel very strongly about this pick. In your experience, what have you seen?
So, I mean, I think everybody thinks that Deadlock is a useless champion, but I've had the pleasure of scrimming against EG with this roster and Jogamo playing on it specifically, and he is a monster on this character. You're going to see a lot of cool things that they do with the stun around that 410 area on the A site. You're going to see this guy run it down after he throws his little trap. It's crazy the way that Jogamo plays it. It's almost like a duelist. You're going to see it. I know it. I know it.
Just a few moments away from kicking off this map again. You've got Deadlock, which is obviously a ton to talk about there. And you've got the Gecko to work with the 2 no duelists on the side of EG. Meanwhile, G2 convinced that Jet is the way to go. They're running the Brim E2 with the Viper.
Yeah, two definitely off meta comps on Icebox. But VALORANT has looked cold on this Brim. Even in the last series that they played against Crew, he was looking dominant. And look at how much value this early wall gets. You're gonna get so much info when they start breaking it.
And it's gonna take a while, right? You don't have the weapons to spam it down quickly. You've just got pistols and knives, so.
Yep.
Think about it, we're 30 seconds into the round. They haven't made it very far.
It's super oppressive. There's so many traps and so many flashes on the field right now.
The dash forward from Leaf, the spam out on Superman. He tried to land the shots. He was lit up, and it did not matter. Superman with the opener, 20 HP as he goes for a second dip.
Look at this timing from Jaw.
And he's behind him. This was borderline flawless. Superman was the only one to fall, but he got his.
And you already see off the rip the setups they have. We're gonna throw the deadlock trap right in front. Get the info that there's multiple players there breaking it. Protocol, one way goes up for a Superman. Molly goes back yellow. Easy kills with the classic there. It takes, what, 2 shots to get a kill?
Yep.
And then Jogamo just sitting there, wrapping all the way around. You're gonna see really good setups here, I'm telling you, from the sides of EG.
We'll see what else they show. You can't imagine they deviate from their plan too much here, given that G2 isn't gonna have a ton to fight back with. Same wall as we saw in the previous round. This time a little bit of exploring from G2 confirms that there is a turret watching the middle of the map.
Very quiet.
And Suman's holding this tight angle. Wonder how much more space they can find up.
It seems like Apop is aware though that they could be lurking around this kitchen area because Jogamo is already trained on that angle. He's not giving anything.
Oh, he's about to have to deal with what's on the other side. Oh, the timing.
Oh.
They've gotten into kitchen. Does Jog know? Yes, he does. Drops net. I don't know that he's expecting the second, though, as Leaf has quietly and carefully gotten around.
Oh my gosh, he got hard swung.
What? I don't think his gun was out in the animation.
Something just clicked in his head last second. Wait, there could be a guy up kitchen.
That's just wild.
That's why this guy's on this team.
EG looking to put together another flawless round. Of course, Caster Curse. But it's another round in favor of the defensive side.
Beautiful. All guns saved, too. 3 Spectres, a Guardian online. Full buy from the side of G2. And that's just such a hard fight to win with a classic, Doug.
Oh, 1000%.
Enemy remaining. 30 seconds left.
Now, I wonder if there's going to be any adaptations already from the likes of EG, knowing that they gave all that space to G2 up that tube area. I'll have to keep an eye on that as the round progresses. And it looks like they're already putting their KJ here. Apoth. Aggro turret to control that area, just as I said. Great adaptation already made. Trying to check G2.
You've got the 2 centers down B long as well.
Look at the setup on the B site. I know that G2 is all lean towards A right now, but if they do go B late, look at these traps.
And you expect them to have a pretty strong defensive side, given that you're pushing into a double sentinel comp in Apoth and Jogamo, but I mean, even just looking at the mini-map, that looks like it sucks, man. Like, where do you go?
And this is so sick from EG. They put the traps on B, already leaning towards A.
Yeah. There's so much passive info. The knife just tagged 2 people A. You got a little bit of noise mid.
Oh, here comes the flash play.
Leaf has to take a step back. Jogamo going forward. You mentioned it. Holding W. Apoth falls. Jogamo from up top, and now they finally find out that's where he is. It's a bit of a scrap. They drop the wall down, and they force G2 to reset.
G2 is going to run into those traps that I was talking about, but that kill in mid
30
makes
seconds left.
Superman have to rotate off, not being able to play off these trips, but it delays.
Yeah.
Is it enough time?
There's the second.
Both traps, and now you see the value from the deadlock. Can they delay the plan? Viper Molly should be coming out anytime soon from Superman.
Another one out. You're right.
Spike down B.
Oh, Jogamo falls. A great response from G2.
10 seconds left.
A 1v4 for Derek. Surely too much to deal with. But you see some of the gimmicks. You see some of the plan behind Deadlock. Great response from G2, though.
And had Trent not gotten that kill in mid early on, maybe Superman gets 2-3 kills there with everybody being stunned.
Yep.
Very big possibility, but just the impact of that kill alone allowed G2 to take that B long space for free. And I really like what they did there. Dropping the wall, fighting the site, not letting EG play that delay game that we know the previous roster was so well at playing, especially on maps like Pearl, Icebox. So similar in terms of spamming and delaying post plants, or delaying the plant.
Oh, it's aggressive out from Leaf.
I like this from Leaf. We're 4 rounds in and he's already using Jet to his capabilities of getting on this top mid box.
See the different positioning on the sensors from Deadlock. This time a little bit further back by Yellow. Seems like they could be able to get onto A. Pretty free though. I mean, it's just a knife and then the molly.
Is he stuck? I think he has to shoot the wall. He's stuck.
Yeah,
in
you're
mid.
right. Leaf doesn't get to play the game this round.
Sets him up for a late lurk, I guess.
All part of the plan. Valen feeling some of the damage. Jogamo from up top, able to take one with him. As Nature swings back in, and there it is. The round is done. Leaf is left alone. There's that late flank that you were talking about.
This poor guy, I think he had to break it once his team all died.
Yeah.
But from what I said earlier, Jogamo plays this Deadlock as a duelist. He got first contact there and repositioned 2 different times, and still nobody else from his team got contact before him. He got the first blood.
And you're seeing a couple of instances now where he's playing it on the edge, right? He'll go out, he'll take a fight, and then he'll get away just with enough time to get a wall down, throw things into disarray.
And I like EG's game plan overall here. Jogamo starts B, puts the trips
10
down.
seconds left.
On his way rotating to A. He's walling off mid so that late lurk doesn't come through. They have the KJ turret or alarm bot holding that tube area. And it just allows them to have 3-4 players on the site by the time the hit comes. EG cooking with this comp.
Take a look at that one more time and you swing out.
One enemy remaining.
Derek just continues to look good, man. He looked good map one, hasn't really slowed down here.
Just suffocating them on the site from every angle. And Derek has this ult online, the Gecko ult. Do they use it for retake? Do they use it for aggressive info? Gotta keep a lookout for that. Jogamo one off the deadlock ult. Tug, we might see our first deadlock ult.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we'll see if we get it this round. Drone early, Jogamo rotating over. Holding onto the wall for now.
Oh, you hear the Brim Molly coming out. Is that for yellow? Look at the stun!
And the spam! I mean, they've got these protocols
It's
drilled.
beautiful.
Yeah. They get the wall down, they still have a sensor up. So even if they need to, Superman can give up the space and they still have control here.
Yeah.
Poison's off.
Very wise of G2 to work up on this A space. They know that B is basically just a fortress.
Yeah, but again, so you figure out that Deadlock's util is B. You're still gonna have to deal with the KG util on the other side of the map.
Yep.
They've gotten this far. How much further can they get? Trent up in Nest.
And EG is very comfortable here of giving the site because they have this Gecko ult. This retake's going to be huge. Look, here it comes.
There's the first. We'll
How
see
many people
far
will
he
he get
can
with
miss.
this?
I don't know that it tagged anyone. It was just a little bit out of reach.
Huge kill from Trent. Doesn't get out, though. There's
There it is. Oh, net got. Oh! Derek's going to take it the whole way. There's really no reason to challenge or do anything with it.
Wow. 4 on the round. Already building up to another deadlock ult. And this is what I'm saying. He's 8-2-3. Wise early timeout from G2. Things are getting out of hand right now. These setups seem ridiculous.
Deadlock believers rejoice. You're starting to convert
Unbelievable.
the doubters, and I mean, I'm one of them, to be honest. But this looks really good on Icebox right now.
Look at this. It's actually the perfect ult for this map because there's so many corners that you have to clear.
Yeah.
And this comp that they're running, they have so much utility to clear those corners and play the retake. They don't even need a duelist. And when you have Jogamo on your team, who like makes every character look like a duelist anyway,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
You know? Like, so oppressive.
Jogamo is the go himself. He doesn't really need it in the kit. A 3-round lead for Evil Geniuses. An excellent start. And the scary thing is, Dre, is it feels like they haven't even really shown everything with this deadlock. All of the setups have just been beat.
Yep.
They haven't had to reach into the playbook for much more.
Sometimes winning before they even get into the setup as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for G2, against a comp like this, what you want to do is you want to try to bait out as much of the utility as you can while picking the right site to hit on top of it. So it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to break these setups without being punished. And we've seen that 2 times with the yellow traps that I've seen. What I would like to see from Leaf is maybe a dash on top of yellow.
Yeah. I mean, if they do end up be here, this is a little different. Previously, we've seen some of the Killjoy utility kind of leaning A, but they have nanos on top of the sensors here. They've got their hands full with this KJ Deadlock combo.
And I think this is EG's prep. Being able to see G2 play on this map previously, putting all their Deadlock utility towards that B side with Superman as the anchor with these Viper mollies.
I mean, this setup is brutal, man. As soon as the sensors trip, the nanos pop off, Superman swings, and the round is over.
Yep. The only success G2 has had so far has been fighting into the B site.
And that's obviously much easier said than done when you look at the minimap. Maybe Trent can find some space.
Here.
Only person with rifle on G2 side is Net.
Poison's off.
EG is just so confident in playing this A retake. Oh, Apoth. Jiggling the tube.
There's the rifle. That was the only rifle they had. Derek gets the best of them.
It's a fake, though.
They dart back sight, but again, I mean, you have so much passive info. It doesn't matter if you necessarily bite a little bit harder on this fake because you still have all this utility. Oh, they're ahead of it, though. Wise to it already. Oh! First one found.
Should be traded. Oh, Jogamo just barely misses him. What?
You know,
I mean, we didn't see it, but we heard it.
yeah. Didn't have to see much. You got the brimstone up, backside, Apoth sidestepping it. How much further can they get? The problem is, Derek's walled off. They have to clear the wall for him to finally be able to join in. Still has some util. And they're gonna swing out right onto it. Derek getting the kill onto Leaf. Nature and Apoth, the only two that stand. Not a ton of health between the two either. Time short.
Should be a save.
Yeah.
What a great round from Leaf.
And they, I mean, we've been talking a lot about Deadlock and how good she seems and how they're doing really cool stuff with her. But that's one of the problems. When people talk about Deadlock, they go, oh, well, you can just slow walk the sensor.
It's not guaranteed info.
Right, exactly.
It's not guaranteed.
And there you see, that's a perfect example of that.
Yep. Just that second timing that Leaf took. Honestly, that was a huge first blood from Derek there.
Yeah.
On top screen. But Leaf, just finding that timing, doing so much damage. He hit everybody. He hit all 5 members with 3 kills.
That's a big round.
Really stepping it up for his team. And good ults online now from the likes of G2. So although they're losing 4-2, they've been focusing on building those ults. Maybe they can snowball from this point on.
Early wall, op online.
What is this? The Deadlock op. Ranked is going to be very fun after this game.
You wonder here too if EG are kind of leaning into the false sense security that G2 may have. You know, they figure out, wait, we can just slow walk the sensors. Now you're going to have to deal with an op on the other side, and there it is, value found. Leaf on the trade though.
1-for-1 usually leans for their attacker's side though. Now they don't have to worry about this Deadlock utility on the B hit.
I mean, this is a painfully quiet round up until this point.
I want to point out, EG is so smart for not over-rotating to be here.
Yeah.
Because that's the expected reaction, right? Your Deadlock dies. The op is down. You saw 2-3 people towards B. Look at Thought. It just confirms it. Superman pushing all the way through B, getting the info. They're so confident this is an A hit right now. And what can they do?
Yeah, you've got the KG util holding mid, and that's going to allow Apoth to rotate over to A early. Derek with the flash confirming there is at least one.
You should 30 seconds left.
The lockdown's there. Are they going to be able to find their way out? Nature surely is not. You've got Derek and Apoth who are playing just on the edge of it too. Should be able to find safety, but there's a flank out from Superman. There's a flank out, but it seems like Ned is ready.
Taking his time, though, is very, very, very smart from Superman.
Timing is everything.
Is he going to clear this?
Who's more patient?
The half clear again. Just so unlucky today, it seems like.
Been a problem a few times.
Yeah.
Derek and Apoth still have a shot at this, so a 2v3. They've got some util they can play with.
Early molly out.
Yeah, making sure there's no playing on the other side of that box. Wingman is off.
Uh-oh. Not halved.
Wingman's dead. Just like that. You're right, not able to get it halfway across the finish line. Apoth is taking so much damage. Derek has to play a little bit aggressive here. Tries to isolate. The fight's not able to connect onto the second.
Wow.
Apoth is not around for long. That's another round in favor of G2.
Then us pro players, we call that the forbidden triangle setup. You got one on belt, you got one close gen, you got one 410. The triangle.
Please tell me that's actually what it's called.
Yeah, we do call it that.
Triangle.
Yeah, the forbidden triangle. And you know what was crazy is we're putting the KJ ult down, but we're not waiting. You know, we're going early and catching them off guard. So the mind games from G2 are already playing a factor into this game.
Interesting buy on both sides. You hear the blades online for Leaf. He's going to have to get through the pit and the wall and the sensor.
And they see this and they're like, yeah, I'm good.
Forget it.
I'm good.
We'll try this side.
We might try to flip here.
Derek has his ult again.
Late drone, perhaps, from Jonah P. Into this one.
What? Derek does not have his ult available in this round anymore. Oh, that's a good
Great
flash.
flash, but no committed kill there.
No, but it was close. You see Jogamo is now trying to join in on the fray. Maybe get a kill. These spams with the sheriffs proving to be a problem.
And EG just play off of each other so well there. Three different people peaked at different times, but the perfect times.
There's so many smokes here. The knife is going to tag a little bit. They have to take a step back. Trent is really far up, and he's by himself. Will they leave him here? 45 seconds left in the round. There's plenty of time.
What a mid-round right now.
They make a ton of noise to suggest they're leaving, trampling their way B. And then there's silence.
EG very smart, though. Not biting on any of these feints
No.
that G2 have thrown so far.
And this is not off utility. This is up close and personal. Trent waiting on the other side of it. He has to jump spot and try to clear both. Apops with 3 on the round. The Sheriff doing work.
Oh, so close.
Just one bullet left. He's going to have to take a step back.
He has ult.
Reload.
He has ult. And he's out.
Planted.
And the flake's coming in.
Into it. They're going to have to take the fight to them. They're stuck on the site. They have no choice. Superman on the flank. Just a stinger. Is that going to be enough? They know where Ned is. He's dropped him. Another clutch moment from Superman. He does it again.
The Clutch King. Huge round for EG. A dodgy buy. Being down numbers. Not biting on any of the feints.
And there were plenty of them.
And let's talk about this rookie Apop getting 3 1-Deags in that round. 3 Deagle kills.
There's the first for the Red Bull clutch for EG. They played that. I mean, they played that so well.
So many clutch moments from this team so far. Talk about 9 and 5 opting on the deadlock again.
1 away from his ult. No concern mid here. No presence mid at all. The early knife, they get Jogamo on an aggressive angle.
How's Apop up here?
Apop just joined him. What a flash.
Oh my gosh. Duelist KJ now.
They just decide to turn it on in a couple of these rounds. Derek gets the kill. Look at how far up that wall is.
Did he get a spam kill through the mid smoke?
He's so far up. Net falls. Trent maybe finds something special there. He does. He's gone so far up undetected, but if they don't find any room to work B, it's not going to matter. Leaf with high ground, able to take care of Superman. Numbers advantage in favor of the defense, so.
Oh, the timing.
Spike, scooped up. Leaf creeping forward, spots Derek.
Last player
Is that enough for the rotate to come through?
What is Derek on right now? I'm not even seeing any of these kills, but I'm just hearing 1 bullet at a time. And he's just getting headshots.
He's efficient.
He's online right now.
The destroyed trip should confirm where Trent is. No armor.
Does he invest the Viper ult in this 1v3? That's the question.
1v3 with no armor and 76 HP.
He does.
Question answered.
Huge round here if Trent wins.
42 HP now. The potential to do it on his own. He gets the first tries to spam out, not able to get away. A big investment there, but success for EG once more.
Yes, sir. And you know what? I think the KO ult is very smart there. Oh shoot. Hey, Pod, the rookie feeling himself. Trying to get in the heads of G2. I like it.
Hey, up 3 rounds. You're dealing with the deadlock. KJ on the other side.
Oh,
When Derek is feeling it like that.
1 enemy remaining.
look at that.
Right.
This little pixel.
I mean, we might see the Derek of old.
I got him.
This team is so fun to hear.
Op still in hand. This time a little bit of focus mid.
They're aware of Jogamo opping in the bottom mid area. Repositions.
He has his ult back.
I can't wait to see this ult. Derek has been an absolute menace on this side of the map. The flash connects on both. And that allows Nature to creep up here. Is G2 aware of this push? He might be able to find a crazy timing.
Once again, the cutting of noise, the
So
introduction
patient.
of doubt.
So patient is Nature, not overextending.
The silence and the starving of information.
Very smart right here. Nice bait and switch that's going to go on. Derek's going to get first contact if they walk through the main.
They're headed right to him.
How many will Nature get is the question.
I mean, he can just let him walk by.
Look at G2 just...
Oh, it's...
Nancy, they're selling a fake here.
Again.
But
Remember, they
Nature's
tried
getting
this at the
info.
beginning of the round.
Nature should get all the info here and call it's a fake, but the rotation's already coming in from the likes of EG.
Nature, his moment to strike is now. But again, it's only one because the rest hit his intended beat. Leaf finding the space to get the spike out onto the site. It's going to be planted, courtesy of Net.
And Superman trying to get ahead of that timing, but barely off. A second too late on that one-way. Gets punished by Leaf.
Placing swarm grenade.
Dumping some of the utility at the foot of the spike. And Knife confirming there's nobody close by. Jogamo with ult, with op.
Beautiful.
Back yellow's already confirmed. There's the ult. Did it tag? Oh my goodness, what a shot from Leaf. Derek has already started to defuse. He has to take a step back for just a moment. He's the only one left up. And the barrage of utility from G2 was just too much.
Great post plant. Great post plant. And that's all off the likes of Leaf again at that B site.
Yep.
Besting Superman in these 1v1s. And I like the idea. I like the idea from Superman. Realizing that it is a fake. A second sooner, and that might be a whole different round, right?
Yep.
That one-way pops up before Leaf sees him. He's able to cross the yellow. Get a couple off those deadlock trips.
Nice! Let's go. Let's go, boys. Keep playing this fucking game.
Oh, man. It's a lot of aggressive energy from both teams today. I don't know if like these teams just hate each other or something, but maybe a future rivalry that we're getting to see right now.
Timeout called from EG here. They're still hanging on to a 2-round lead. It seems like there's enough for Potter to want to get involved in the conversation.
Yeah, and Potter really known for trying to win out these type of rounds, right? Where the money's dodgy, trying to catch enemy teams off guard. And they practice things like that in scrims, specifically. There's a lot of rounds where I was playing and I had enough money for just a solo Vandal. And Potter would be like, hey, just go for it.
Yeah.
We'll set you up. Go for it. See if you can win this round. So really practicing in multiple different ways is the EG squad.
Well, it seems like they're putting that trust in the hands of a couple of players here. Derek's going to have a Guardian. Apoth is going to have a Phantom.
Scrappy buy, but they practice moments like these. Here you go. This might be one of the first rounds we've seen KO towards the B side of the map off the rip.
Yeah,
like
you're right.
EG. Early dagger here. Jogamo taking that aggro space.
Leaf was tagged. So he's not able to take an early peek and dash away or anything like that. Meanwhile, Jogama, as you were just mentioning, aggressively creeping forward. He's going to find a timing on the drone, but Valen was there. He was ready. He had his back. Great response from the leader.
Great fundamentals.
It looks like Nature's going to try his hand at this as well. Has a Sheriff.
Just creeping up, trying to get info. I think Nature spotted Sova there. And Leaf just loves this close angle.
There's a lot more than just Sova on the other side of this.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's enough for EG to have seen and call for the rotate. Derek has made his way over. Leaf already dashing back sight. No one back yellow. There is a little bit of resistance, though. Waiting on the other side of the wall, and that Brim ult is perfect.
How's he alive?
HP. Derek gets the best of Valen. Superman ultimately falling. Leaf playing in the smoke. What a rat. Peeks out. Gets the kill onto Derek. It's perfect. The timing is methodical. It's flawless. Now Nature and Apoth left alone. The Phantom still in the hands of the KJ. It's going to be a late push towards mid. I know that you're going to get enough room to work with. In a 2v4 like this, there's no flank. There's nothing like that. It would have to be ridiculous.
Here.
Weapon scooped up. Do they go for this? They waited a little while. It seems like they're going to try their hand at it. Apoth lit up. They both fall. That's another round for G2.
That's so hard to play against. 5 rounds is looking pretty good for the likes of G2 against a deadly defensive comp.
A double Sentinel.
Double Senti.
Yeah.
Honestly, triple if you count Viper. I feel like Viper is basically a Sentinel. Let's be honest here.
Sure. Take a look at it one more time once again. Well,
of course, Derek gets a headshot wallbang.
yeah, spam through smoke.
You know what we're finally seeing, Doug?
Nice, let's go.
We're finally seeing the Leaf that we saw last year. The GOAT.
Yeah,
the
he's getting more
destroyer.
comfortable.
He's 12 and 7. I'm pretty sure his headshot rate has to be through the roof right now. He's been beaming this half. This is why G2 picked him up.
This feels a bit more aggressive as far as where some of this utility is from EG. And you've got the the alarm bot further up. You've got the turret further up. We've talked about this wall a couple of times, B, but it seems like they're a little bit more intent on pushing aggressively.
G2 right now just trying to bait out utility.
They've waited out the wall. They've cleared the turret. Apoth is just going hunting.
Looks like he is.
He's by himself. And Trent seems like he knows. There's no flash over the top. There's nothing like that. You've got Valen close by.
And this whole round has been set up to feint this B pressure.
Wow. Leaf is up by
my
himself.
gosh.
Oh, he's up by himself. Derek gets a kill, but it seems like he's gotten past the Viper wall. He's going to get away.
If he had gotten that kill, all of G2 are ready to just book it.
Meanwhile, there's another fight mid.
30 seconds
Apoth
left.
waiting. Valen dead. A 5v3
Great net.
VG. It's perfect. Jonah Pete falls to swing out
he
from there.
overheats.
It was so close. Net gets the best of them. Invest the ult. They're so paranoid of another flank that Nature's still looking back in spawn.
Are you gonna spam him here?
They're gonna try. They're not gonna get the spike down. It's too little too late.
7-5 half.
Switching sides.
Derek online right now. 13 and 7. Leaf 12 and 8.
I mean, this kill was
30
nuts.
seconds left.
And you know what? I don't blame Leaf for going for these plays because honestly, half the rounds they won on attack were because of him going for stuff like that.
Yeah, a
the
little
contact jet
misdirection.
plays.
Yep.
Which I think was a great adaptation that G2 made. Because like
A 7-5 half in favor of EG. We're going to throw it down to Uber, Brennan, Sideshow, and Balla to talk a little bit about Deadlock's utility and his setups.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Deadlock getting picked here for the first time in VCT. We're going to talk about that also. Brendan Hook, hit the gritty right now. There we go. Big go. And we've got everything.
Let's go! Let's go!
That was, okay, so ridiculous. Obviously, G2 want to push up deep on that B side.
Is that a
They can't do that.
recreation of what we just saw?
Is that what that was?
Yeah, they were cooking.
Right, it wasn't one of them cursed cakes you had to bake for content.
No,
Okay.
no.
Tell us about this real quick, because G2 cannot get onto that B side to really set up and play that deep brimstone-based hole.
Dude, they are cooking. I mean, this wall on the pistol, you can't get through it. They have a re-clear setup with the Gravnet, and Jorgamo's just fighting it like a duelist. He's buying the op. I mean, this really stumped G2 for the first quarter completely.
And then the sound sensors too. You get the wall in mid. That trap sleeve, bro. Look at him. He can't get out. It's so funny.
Dude, that's brutal. It's actually
He just has to
brutal.
watch the rest of his team die. Watch the value here. Watch the value.
the
Grab
Gravnet?
that into the stun,
peak?
dude. Leaf has
The
no. I
stuns?
mean, he's getting destroyed. But still, I'm really curious how this is going to work on the attack
Just
side
the
as
ult.
well.
Yeah, the rebound ult.
Oh, it's
nasty
so good.
business.
Dude, that ult is going to be so good on the attack side as well. That composition, it might look really defense-sided, but it's got really big ultimates to work with, and a flash dizzy combo. EG are going to cook on the attack side too. I'm telling you, they got the strats.
That thing is crazy. Any combination with the dizzy is insane. And then you also have 4 mollies or something like that. These executes are going to be tough, guys.
Yeah. To be honest, it's kind of credit to G2 that they actually managed to figure stuff out on the fly, but it's not over yet. They only managed to get 5, and like I said, I think they're going to be under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it feels like it's taken every little bit of calling prowess and discussion to see, how animated everyone's been on G2 to try and figure this out. Let's get the second half underway. Back to our casters. Brendan Hook, hit the gritty yet.
I was just going to hit it.
Thank you, gentlemen. I think they just made fun of us. I didn't hear what they said, but there was a whole lot of laugh at the end of that throw. Ball was talking about how the Sideshow was talking about how he really likes this Deadlock on attack. We'll see if he's able to find any success with it. You're already seeing some of the dizzy combos. Nothing found yet.
And if you're G2, you do not want EG to get the bomb down because of those 3 mollies, because of the Deadlock ult. All the utility that they have, you have to disrupt these hits.
There's so much to navigate. You see the defensive killjoy utility towards A. That's where the spike is headed for now.
Nature holding onto his knife still. Just creeping up. I like these contact plays on A site. Apoth on the rope as well for backup.
They're quiet with it. But there's help here. G2 have 3 members and the Killjoy utility. There's the first clear. Jogamo died on the opposite side of the map. They're trying to strike simultaneously on opposite sides, and there it is. The trap has been sprung. Clip runs dry there for Trent. APOP up in heaven, 48 HP. It's just Superman now.
Crucial kill from Valen there. Nice setup from G2. And that's what I was speaking about. Disrupting the
30
hit.
seconds left.
Wall comes up, utility comes up, trades everywhere. Poor Gecko dies, planting the bomb.
Things you hate to see.
Poor guy, man.
Superman does have full armor.
10 seconds, though.
Yeah, not a ton of time.
You get to see him get shocked right
10
here. Oh,
seconds
no.
left.
Oh, it whips.
He has a chance. Valen low. I mean, it's a slim chance, but there is a chance at it. He only gets one.
You just never know when this guy's in the server.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Valen's gonna get the defuse. That's now 3 points towards his ult. That's a big round for G2.
For the party.
Yeah, and just a nice setup, nice contact play. I liked what EG was cooking up, but the trades ultimately came through for G2. Maybe the utility wasn't as good as it could have been after they broke that Killjoy Molly on the site for the actual hit. Maybe a knife.
Maybe
Something would have been good on the actual hit.
Yeah.
Make sure that Viper wall doesn't go up.
Here. We'll see what they do here on the side of EG. It's just a ghost in the hands of APOP. What do G2 have?
Heavily relying on Leaf to anchor this B side. Quite the difference compared to EG, who had Superman there.
Yeah.
Close to the half.
He's got the Bulldog. He's been tagged. There's the challenge.
Beautiful.
I mean, you have to force a swing there, right? Yeah. Like, you know that you tag the Jet, probably have a better gun, but you try to punish.
It's just a gun diff at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Not much you can do there, but there's always a chance. If they get that kill and he doesn't dash out because he got knifed, that could open up the entire map again, right? So you got to go for it, like you said.
Starting to hear some of the rotations come through as G2 cleans up EG in flawless fashion.
Very clean round.
We're tied yet again.
Huge round here. Valen getting close to that Brim ult. Nobody really close for ults on the side of EG. Just kind of going through the motions in that eco round.
Enemy kill.
That is 2 first bloods there for Leaf at that B area. We'll see if they decide to switch his positioning up this this round. Still at B, on top of yellow this time. Looks like he has a really good read of how Jogamo likes to play this side of the map.
A little bit of space taken from Jonah
This
B.
is really aggro.
Yeah,
From a Sova.
it seems like they want to keep going too. With Valen over his shoulder, they're taking some of the space.
I like that. Leaf just doesn't like what he sees there. He's like, I'm going to back off. Let me play some spam. Got the KJ Molly to delay. Plant.
Or picked up for Derek. A little bit closer to having that ult on mine. Spike's not even in hand right now. EG are just wanting to feel things out, see if they catch anything. Meanwhile, that aggression defensively from
Super aggro.
yeah, Asa just keeps coming. You're forcing them, you're corralling them and funneling them B.
What a shot from Derek. Wins the 1v1 on Leaf. And this opens up a lot of options for EG.
Where do they go with him? Look at
APOP.
yeah, he's been so patient.
They're going to come back. He heard the rotate.
30 seconds
This all
left.
stems from that kill, Doug.
Can Net cut things off at least a little bit?
Oh, Derek too aware.
Yeah, he's got to know. He's got a Vandal too. Cleanly dealt with.
The third.
Spike planted. Last
Valen and
player
Jonah P
standing.
left alone, and it's now
Wow.
just Jonah P in 1v5. It's a great response from EG.
And it all stems from that pick that Derek got onto Leaf, all the way in the back of B. Opens up the entire map. Makes G2 be loud about the rotate. APOP, not scared to take that space back from G2 and challenge if they are there, ultimately. And then, I mean, Derek doing Derek things, killing 2 more people in mid. That should be traded at 100%.
Oh, for sure.
That's what happens when you go up against the likes of a player like Derek, who's mechanically very, very talented.
So EG take the lead back.
Gecko Wall online that quickly, Doug. That quickly.
And it's early.
Look at that.
Sit down.
You mentioned how aware Derek was there to clean that up. Net may have had a timing.
It all stems from that. HP. You guys can have him.
Up in the hands of Leaf. Still playing top yellow.
He's been solo B, I think, almost every single round so far. So nothing really changing from the likes of G2 setup.
No. We're going to get to see this Jogamo Leaf duel again.
Yeah, this time Jogamo really pushed up behind the box. So if Leaf is aware of this. It's not an angle that you usually pre-aim. Oh.
That was close. Jogamo now starting to
taking
creep
his timing
forward.
now. Oh, this is so crazy. It's a game of centimeters.
Oh, it's so tense. Fox the dash, lands the shot. Meanwhile, on the other side, the ult has been used. The space has been taken. They should be able to get the spike down.
And this is
Valen is ult. There it is. That's going to delay for a little bit longer. Meanwhile, G2 seems like they're going to send a couple across the middle of the map and maybe hit a late flank. Superman wise to it.
Poor guy.
Fails his mission. They've made 2 attempts now at committing to getting the spike down.
You want more?
Maybe third time's the charm.
So much delay utility from G2.
Ult got picked back up. They finally managed to get the spike down.
How do you retake this, Doug?
And you've got numbers, but it's still a big ask. You're right. Valen has no smokes. You still have the wall you can play around.
Here's the opening.
Nature trying to snap onto Ned, and he cannot. G2 cracks this thing wide open.
Beautiful.
I don't know that his fit's going to be enough to pull this one off.
Yeah, this is a save. This is a save.
You let this one go.
And EG actually doing the same strat as pistol round. That was the whole idea. Jogamo, lurk up B, 4-man hit on A. This time, G2 not playing on the actual site, but still delaying that plant for so long.
Yeah.
And Leaf besting Jogamo again at that B side of the map.
Oh, yeah.
Bye-bye.
Still got it.
And that retake is gorgeous.
Remaining.
And you got to think maybe Jogamo has to play this B side of the map a little bit more patient because Leaf so far has had his number. Maybe he thought Leaf was already rotated off.
I mean, he was plenty patient.
He was.
He waited a while, but you're right. It just wasn't enough.
When you're in those positions where you have to lurk, though, you have to wait for your team to do something on the other side of the map.
Sure.
Had he had waited a split second longer for that Gecko Wall to come out, maybe he hears Leaf fall off the B line. Maybe Leaf will peek into him then and he's ready, dialed in on his crosshair to get the kill on him.
Nature's used his ult.
Look at Valen.
Away FA.
Great Gecko flash.
Not able to find anything yet. That's a deep wall.
With the Viper Molly on the bomb.
John P has to wait on the other side of it. You start to see the spam to try to clear it out. From up top, managing to survive the opening shot of the op. A 3v3. Spike still not planted. They might flip this. Superman's gone exploring.
They don't have
I don't know that they can. Yeah. It's too
What a
far
shot.
up. Jonah P's clean with it. And now you have a fight on 2 fronts yet again. Can Superman find the timing? Can he find the space? Surely he's not expected here.
I love this from Superman, Doug.
But does Nature creep forward to draw some attention, create some space for Superman to take?
He has to.
There's the first swing. It doesn't connect. And now
30 seconds
you've got to
left.
understand that there's likely a flank. Trent trained
Did he see him?
on the angle. Takes a little bit of damage. They're both weak.
Great Molly. Can he make it to B in time? Ops to stay.
15 seconds left. I don't know that he really had much of a choice. He still has to deal with the 1v2. They're both very weak. 42 and 50 HP.
Surely not.
He's got plenty of armor.
Oh my gosh.
He's got plenty of time. No utility. Guns on the other side. Trent.
Great jiggle from Trent.
The first leg shown.
Wow.
And Leaf cleans it up.
Oh. What a jiggle.
That was perfect.
Shows him an elbow. Baits out the shots. Leaf already knows what to do from that point on and saves the opener of this round. And EG, they look good on their sight hits, but not able to get that bomb down. Maybe need to plant in a different spot. Maybe plant more in the open where that Viper Molly isn't landing on default.
The retakes have also looked really nice from G2.
Very confident in the retakes.
Wow, nice try.
They sound like us out there.
Yeah, NT.
NT.
Leaf still with op, 1 point away from Blades. And they've won, G2 have won 4 of the last 5. You're starting to see perhaps some of the cracks of this comp and its lack of efficacy on the attack side.
Beautiful setup.
Perfect.
Straight down to the smoke on the orb. The whole idea is if the Gecko Flash comes out from Rafter, ooh, he can't be seen.
Gonna be using the ult. Down you go. Little guy was on solo mission there.
Basically just delivered the bomb to
There you go. You hang on to this. G2 with the 2-round lead, and they're just continuing to roll.
That was a great first blood. I'm gonna break it down again. That smoke, the whole point of the brim smoke on the orb was to deny Derek's Gecko Eye from seeing him. Allows him to get pushed up into the aggro spot. We break the turret for our teammate. We get the first blood. Beautiful. Beautiful setup for Leaf there. And this is what we see G2 do so much with their previous duelists, whether it was Saya, whether it was Tex, setting them up for success.
Yeah, they did that really well there.
So important to do that. Leaf finally having an amazing performance.
I mean, he's gone aggressive again, eh? Very reminiscent of what we just saw.
That's that conditioning that deep smoke on the orb.
This time Jonah P is up with him. This is a really nice defensive setup from G2. You've got the alarm bot mid, you've got aggressive space past 410A, and because of that, you can lean 3D.
What?
I don't know how or where that shot came from.
So Jonah P has been playing that spot quite a bit in Nest that sees the Heaven walk up. So I don't know if Apoth saw that in a previous round and pre-aimed it or he just flicked them, but huge first kill for them.
I'll see if we get that on the replay.
Here's the reaction for
They
G2.
want to go mid. Superman's there.
Perfect.
Him and Apoth locking this area of the map down. Leaf and Trent with plenty of money.
What a cool flash.
No real teammates to work with. The wall's going to keep him back. Trent drops the first. Still a 2v4.
Oh, surely Leaf heard the step in kitchen.
I would think so,
Yeah,
yep.
he did.
That op is staring right at it.
Still so tough for Leaf here.
They're just so heavily outnumbered.
Yeah, this has got to be a save.
Yeah.
Honestly, if he can just get out with the op, that's a W for G2.
Yeah, I don't know that Trent has the
He's
same.
going for it.
A shorty.
Oh!
Ill-advised. They both fall. Yeah, they have plenty of money. It'll be fine, but a huge round from Apoth to keep this thing close.
And I speak so much about fundamentals. We get the first blood on the side of EG. What do you do after that? You already have your massive players towards the B side. Oh, just
Saw a knee. Is that what that was?
yeah. But this right here, this replay, so aware, EG, that G2 is going to want to try to even the numbers, try to get even again, right?
Yeah.
They have to make a play and just waiting for that aggression, punishing both of them and not going down.
We'll see here what they do on the attack side. Jogamo has his ult online. I believe this is the first of the attack side. See what ideas they have with it.
This smoke just causes so much doubt in the minds of EG. Is there a guy pushed up? Is there a guy in that smoke trying to finesse us? Now they know, but having to risk your body to get that info is always rough. Look, they're still worried about it.
They still have plenty of time to work with, to be fair. Apoth has his ult, Superman does too.
Sound sensor up.
What is the setup here?
I think Jaw will be using this ult on the hit.
I think Nature's waiting for his knife too.
Let's see if they make the adaptation of changing the plan spot.
Nature's knife on mine. There's the flash.
Viper ult comes out in reaction. Does that?
Oh, it didn't hit.
Oh, it whiffs.
Fallon's trying to find
So
some
much
safety.
utility.
There's nowhere to go, but he somehow manages to dodge all of it without taking any damage.
And this is a very deep KJ ult.
He's gonna creep forward.
Oh my gosh.
Is he gonna get the timing? Gets one, gets the second. Fallon not able to get on the third, but the damage has been done. He's bought the time. They get the spike down. Numbers in favor of G2. And Op in a situation like that, that's gonna be tough to find value with Superman creeping forward. Pit still in play.
This wall too. Does it block him? Does he have to jump over it? No, it
Gone
just
now.
comes down.
Are you expecting Derek here? No. No, you're not. Oh, he's not able to get the second. A 2v2 as the spike ticks away. There's not a lot of time for this. If they're going to do something, they've got to do it now.
Wow.
The fadeaway, leaving net by himself, having to take the fight into the sensor. It will not be found. We're tied at 10.
Giacomo placed that sensor at the start of the round and gets value with it that late. So clean. Different layers, able to fall back, aware of his utility like that. Derek, another ult online.
I mean, this play from Balon was massive.
And honestly, he did as much as he could in that moment.
Yeah, he really did.
That's ideal for you. You getting 2-1 right there. Should have been an easy retake.
As like a last desperation attempt, for sure.
And I don't know who Superman killed there in screens, but maybe a little bit of a fumble from the side of G2.
We're right back into the action. We're already seeing some of this early aggression from EG towards B. They get the sensor down. They know the op is on this side of the map.
Cool op skin, must say.
Tarek has his ult online.
Go. Oh, he gets him with it.
Is there a challenge?
Too scared to peek. Good orb up. This guy needs to get out of here right now. Run, brother.
I mean, he's trying.
Run.
Manages to find safety and solace around the wall.
If that was any other character than Jet, you have to crouch walk your way all the way around.
I mean, all these rounds just feel so tense. Think about how much time has elapsed, and we're still in a 5v5 setting.
Yeah, Op already rotated all the way.
Apoth is really far up, but Jonah P gets that kill. You imagine that's the lurk, and now you can turn attention towards B. But you've got the ult that's gone out. You've got the wall that's cutting off things back in Snowman. Making things really difficult, but Giacomo having to push forward.
Does he get punished for this, though?
No, he's been funneled into the fight. Superman's there to help him. Jonah P on the trade. Nature should be able to get the spike down with no real challenge.
Super has to go huge here.
Does Jonah P have an angle here? No. The ball has been up a long time.
What is going on? He just walks through the orb.
A 2v2. Nature was detained, but bought his time, and he's been patient. He hasn't moved at all. Both from up top. Jonah P with 4 on the round.
On it.
He gets it. The ace from Jonah P.
The Professor.
I mean, I'm starting to believe the name now. The iBUYPOWER ace from G2 at just the right time. Ace. Very quick shout out. You got to follow iBUYPOWER on socials. They'll be giving away a PC every single time an ace happens. Go ahead and tweet at them. # unlock your ace for an opportunity. And if you win, make sure you let Jonah P know. Send him your thanks. That was a filthy round. Oh, he's playing to the crowd now.
He looks comfy up on that stage, man. And Superman, I mean, I said it. He had to do some heroics there, and he really did a lot.
Yeah.
He got 3 kills in mid somehow.
But then Jonah P happened.
Schooling him.
And that takes us to a timeout, courtesy of UG.
I mean, these games have been so close, so evenly matched, it feels like.
It's crazy to think, too. I mean, this is for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
For either team that loses, obviously, there's still a chance at this. They'll have to dance one more time. They'll have another opportunity to make it out, but you certainly don't want to have to deal with that and then potentially play-ins or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And the narrative so far has been on this defense side for G2, disrupting. It truly has.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a clean 5v5 retake yet, post-plant, any of that. Playing against the comp very well. Understanding what they need to do. And this is new.
They're up really far on this barrier.
2 new players opping right now. Giacomo op on the board, Net and op on the board, cycling these things.
Are they gonna
that
go
allows
aggressive?
Leaf to go aggro, yep.
Yeah, they're going to go aggressive B here.
First time they've done this, by the way.
Oh, they're just waiting. They're ahead of the knife. Yeah, they're ahead of it. They don't know, but Giacomo still hits a shot. The Hunter's Fury, as Valen tries to find his timing, gets the kill onto Nature. And once again, the round thrown into disarray.
Here's the reaction, Doug. Taking fast mid-control.
And Apoth finding value with it. Trent trying to trade it back, and he cannot. Apoth continuing to impress.
I don't know why Valorant just walked through the smoke like that. He had all the info. One bot broken in mid. There it is.
Shout out Wingman.
The little guy finally got it down.
Numbers in favor of EG. Jonah P's weak. Net has the op. You imagine you just try to save it here.
Oh, this is huge.
Player standing.
Wow.
Yeah, that should decide the round.
What a round from Apoth, man.
Again, man. Like, he continues to step up in these big moments.
This player has been making the right decisions reactionary.
Yeah.
It's just been
Every
sick
time.
to watch every single time. And you know, yeah, he gets punished sometimes, but he understands that he has to take that timing in that small window that he has, right? Because if he doesn't, the round's over and you just lose. It's very nice having a player like that on your
Can
team.
that save the op? They know where he is now. The money's not great for G2. This is big.
KJ diff?
We're not going to get to see it, are we?
KJ diff?
Can he dance around and stay alive? Oh, he doesn't get it!
I mean, that's tough, man. You go for the no-scope. No-scoping in Valorant is very hard.
I mean, no real choice there.
Yeah, you had to.
And so now G2 call a timeout. The money's not great.
Perfect first blood. And I thought Jonah P was going to get tremendous value with that Sobol.
I thought so too. Between the Sobol and Valen in an aggressive position. But just not the case. Yeah, you see the money there for this side of G2. It's not great.
That was a huge round to win for G2. I mean, for Evil Geniuses.
And again, the implications of not being able to carry the op over are massive.
And they saved their op. This changes the entire pace of the defense side of the game for attacking as well. Now that there's an op on the field on the attack, you're going to see a lot less aggro peaks out of G2. And they don't have an op back, especially. That causes the defense to play differently. That might give EG the room to actually get a bomb plant down because people will be hiding backside into these areas. They're scared. They don't want to even jiggle.
Right.
Against the likes of Jogamo.
And for good reason.
A couple mistakes, you know, like Valen walking through that smoke, even Nature trying to walk through that B main area gets caught out. It's a game of mistakes right now.
Yeah.
Who's gonna make more, Doug?
Or who'll make the last one even, yeah.
There you go.
Just pistols for G2, light armor on 3 members, but imagine most of the conversation was on what's going to take place in the following round. And for EG, if you're in this position, you just want to get through this as cleanly as you can. Save all the weapons you can.
Yeah.
It sets you up really nicely.
I think if I'm EG here, I'm trying to build this KJ ult. I know that the buy for G2 is dodgy.
Yeah.
I want to farm these orbs. But he's on an island over here holding for the aggression. Which is fine, you know, safe play. They do have the KO ult. Will they invest it into this anti-eco?
Again, I would think they want to get through this with investing as little as possible.
That would be ideal. And just stack up your ults and just go for broke on the last round. Get the dub. Obviously, you got to win this one first, though.
Right. You know, you mentioned how much an attack side op would slow down the rounds, and Dre, it feels like they've been pretty slow as it is.
Huh?
But yeah, you're seeing it in full display here.
No one is. Even backside of A.
Yep.
Trent is just jiggling her after. No one's there, though, but
30 seconds left.
Well,
KO ult invested. Double lurk in mid. The KJ turns down. This is clinical.
they've managed to slip the net. Net's going to fall.
Wow.
There's a late flank out from Valen, but it's just not enough. Leaf with 60 HP, trying to get some high ground. Jonah P down low. Too many targets to look at. But Apop does not care.
Oh my gosh.
Still managing to find value.
He's the truth, Doug.
He really is.
He's so good.
Trent has managed to upgrade a weapon. See Dizzy go up top. Jogmo, nice bit of HP. With the op in hand. It's all on to Leaf now. Time short. Weaponry not great.
Is nothing.
The tap a threat. Derek potentially.
Nice.
Yeah, he should be able to get away too.
Goes around. It wasn't as clean as we thought it could be, and the op is not on the field, but I do believe Apop will have enough money if they want to get an op into this round. And it looks like they're opting not to.
Oh, it looks like, no, yeah, you're right, they
Across
won't.
the board. I would not be surprised here if they take early control B, give Superman an orb, give him the bomb plant with the KJ ult down, so he's safe, and the Viper pit comes out. That's what I would try to set up into this round.
Oh, I think on the side of G2 as well, you see, because of how they've managed their finances, Leaf is able to carry an op and Blades into the last. So if they do want to go B, they're going to have to get past this thing first.
And they have the utility to do so. The question is, can Leaf finesse all this utility? And the op is up, actually, from the likes of Jaw. Didn't see that. They did decide to invest it back into this round.
So much money.
But they're going to dry swing right into Leaf, I think.
That flash didn't tag.
It's off the angle. Kind of scary.
That's the second time the Dizzy's been used.
I don't know if they're ready for this now.
Oh.
The jump spot is perfect.
And the swing behind it.
Couldn't kill him, though.
Yeah, you're right. That was gross.
That
Really
could have been
cool
round
idea.
over right there. But look at Apoth, already working the A side of the map. And fought Superman. Apologies. That's my boy, you know. We're cool like that.
We've seen this approach before. A little bit of noise made B, Apoth takes space A, and it really opens up the map on the attack side. But I don't think they want to end B here. Not with where that wall is, not with where that sensor is. The tension continuing to build. 30 seconds left.
You should run.
Apoth with the ult.
30 seconds
KJ
left.
should give them the sight. And if they get bombed down, Doug, we've seen how deadly this comp can be on post plant.
They're going to have to wait it out.
Here comes the delay.
But is it going to be enough delay?
Pushing Raptor.
He's so up. He's so aggressive.
It's such a huge kill.
It's 1 for 1. 13 seconds left. Spike finally scooped up, and it seems like it's going to get planted without any further disturbance.
Planted.
Superman one off ult.
Ned on the flank. Ult not finding anything. They put the sensor down, though.
Chagamo needs to go for an early kill here.
And Net needs to find value on this flank if they want to pull it off. Superman unable to land the shots onto Trent. Lee falls down to 3 on the round. There's the pit.
Oh my gosh.
Can Valorant go forward? There it is, Net on the flank. Superman left alone.
2 mollies.
Trying to find comfort.
2 mollies and it lands perfectly.
In the pit, 7 bullets. Is it going to be enough?
They're in a blender.
He gets the first. Valen weak.
Oh my gosh.
Going to happen. The Red Bull clutch for EG as they're headed to playoffs.
Superman.
What a play.
He's so clutch. He's so clutch, Doug. Look at him, 22, 15, and 12.
An outrageous performance. We're going to take a look at that one more time because we can talk about Superman, but man, much like Sunset, a team effort. Apoth aggressive, Jogamo doing Jogamo things on the deadlock, and then Superman dancing around the pit here like this, using his spits perfectly.
Put him in a blender. He put him in a blender. And what a showing from this EG squad.
And I think with this series, there may still be some doubters, but they've been put on notice. This EG squad, yeah, it may be new, but it's not like they're any worse. They haven't taken a step back. These guys are here to play.
And that was hard fought.
Yeah.
Starting the entire series down 0-7, bringing it back and winning the map in double OT. I mean, we've seen resilience, we've seen fundamentals, clutchness, individual prowess. And I just want to shout out Apoth. I don't even know when the last time was this guy played a match. It's been years.
And he had an outrageous debut.
It's been years since Apoth has played a match, Doug.
Plenty of support from the EG faithful as well.
Potter did a great job bringing this kid up.
And you can tell the preparation too, everything that they had cooked up on Icebox.
What a win. A great showing from G2 as well, man.
Yeah, they look
They're
good.
not an easy team to beat.
No.
And they very well could have won this series as well.
Just a couple of rounds.
Couple of rounds, man.
Maker. What a wild close
guy,
to a series, dude. Apoth is the truth, man.
He's so good. And I have a feeling the analyst desk is going to talk a lot about this rookie.
Potter's still the GOAT. Jogamo's still him. And then you've got all of these rookies who are showing out. There's a lot to be excited for, man.
Yeah.
And again, G2 look good, right? They did a lot of really cool things to keep it competitive, to stay in the fight, but ultimately it was the preparation, it was the rookies stepping up on the stage for the very first time.
And it's hard playing against like a random comp like that. Even if you're aware of what the other team is going to run, like there's a lot of rumors that go around the scene, right?
Sure.
Oh, this guy might be playing, this guy might be playing that. But when you're actually in the server and you're up against it, how do you play against it?
Yeah, that's
It's
much
tough.
easier said than done for sure.
It's so hard to do. I mean, Deadlock, like, what is going on here?
Yeah, and they had so many layers again to their defensive side, and yeah, the attack side was a little bit closer and perhaps a little bit more uncomfortable, but they look drilled, they look prepared, and they're busting out something fun. And again, I think Deadlock believers rejoice. There's a lot to be excited about. We're going to throw it down to Wyatt, who's standing by with Jogama after their big win. Wyatt, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Doug. I'm here for the Verizon post-match interview with world champion Jogama. Can we make some noise? Congratulations on the first win of this season.
Thank you.
On a map playing an agent that we've basically not seen globally at all. You got to break down for me, why did you bring the Deadlock into Icebox, and what was it with you playing her that you realized, like, oh, this is something that we can actually win with?
So I mean, I could play anything. That's not the problem, you know. So like, you put me on smokes, you put me on Sentinel.
Talking that talk.
I can play it all. But hey, like the Deadlock was definitely like our gimmick pick that we had for the time, and I just know how to like set my boys up. Like set my boy Superman. That boy was farming, so you already know.
It was going crazy. All right, so of course it's you and Potter, the two people that have stayed with EG into this year. This was the debut with the new team. How did the two of you approach this season, having to do this huge rebuild?
So we approached the season knowing that like we have nothing to lose. Like people already praying our downfall. You know, this is another year for EG getting the downfall. But hey, like me and Potter knew that whatever team we can pull together, we'll make it work. Like that's as simple as that.
For sure. I mean, world champion duo. Can't dispute that. Can't dispute that. One thing that was so standout to me was that on the player cams, when we were getting some of the voice comms, there was so much hype with you guys. Like the excitement was there the whole time, which kind of reminds me of last year, like, when you guys had Booster and everybody going crazy too. Like, what's the difference in the communication and what's been the same with this team compared to last year's?
Yeah, so we have a couple of vibe people. Like we have Superman, we have me and Derek, and you know, we all just always watch each other's back and we make sure that we hype each other up, because that's the, you know, when we're having fun, it's just another game, you know, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is coming into now your second year with EG. In what ways do you think most significantly you've grown as a player throughout all this time? Starting last year, your first game was a loss till winning champions, now debuting with a win. What's the growth been like for you?
Yeah, the growth is definitely just building the confidence. It took me a little bit for that first year of franchising. I think it took us like the whole like Americas, but then halfway through, you know, we had the like Demon 1 set us up, and from there, it's just like been a spark for all of us, I think, from the old core as well.
100%. I mean, you can't start the year any better than this with a win. What's the key to continuing this momentum for the rest of the year, for the rest of Kickoff?
I mean, we're just gonna play confident as we can, because like you guys can see the shooters on our team now, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, can we make some noise for Jogama one more time? All right. We're going to send this off to a break, and then we're going to be back in the post-match with Potter for a bit of an interview with some of the members of the desk. Don't go anywhere.
Rachel, you okay?
No. I live with a broken phone. I can't trade in.
Okay, that's dramatic. Better plan's Verizon. Everyone can trade in their old phone and get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with AI on them.
A new phone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Wait, I'm on Verizon. Can I still get it?
Yeah.
I gotta trade this in, right?
New and existing customers can trade in any Samsung phone for a new Galaxy S24 Plus watch and tablet, all on us. That's up to $1,800 in value, only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
And they are being met with G2. Your players towards the back. Leaf and Valin respond in kind.
Oh, he's just adding bodies to the count. Jorgamo unleashing fury.
He's ridiculous today.
Welcome back, everybody, to our post-show here. Just a one game today, but my God, did it deliver. I'm joined by Derek, frying today. Rather good to see you.
Thank you.
And, of course, Potter with Sideshow.
Yeah, I'll give you the fist bump.
There you go, yeah. I don't quite have
Across
that
the room, yeah.
capacity, yeah. What a great showing. Obviously, it's really hard to gauge expectations for a team like this coming together as it did. Potter, really quickly want to start with you because as a coach with your team last year, you stood at the pinnacle of VALORANT. I think there's no other way of putting it. And we saw the emotion and elation in that moment. But today also looked pretty special to you up there as well and the rest of the team.
Yeah. You know, last year at the start of the year, it was a much slower start than any of us on EG would have hoped for. So for me, this year, it was really important that I put a lot of focus on that not happening. You know, I think even last year going back, if we had a different start, the confidence levels and how we band-aided our problems in week 2, week 3 following thereafter would have been definitely different. So this strong start for us as a new team that, you know, we don't even have confidence in ourselves quite yet, it's pretty incredible.
Can you talk to me a bit about how you build that up with players? Because, I mean, you know, obviously, Derek, you've been at the top before, but you are still working with a bunch of people who aren't that experienced. And Apoth, it's been ages since he even played a match.
Yeah.
So is confidence in the sense that we belong here, we can do this, is that something that you've had to kind of heavily work on?
No, not at all. I think all of the players, I mean, they're gamers. They have so much ego and confidence already. I don't need to do that part. But the confidence and the trust, right? I mean, Jaw is the most aggressive Raze, the most aggressive player in Valorant, bar none. There's not even debating that, right? But him wanting to go all in off his read and trusting that his homie is going to come back him up, that sort of synergy, that sort of rep. You know, we do our best to be able to react optimally every time, but you're going based off of a coming from your teammate across the map, right? And so reacting instantly and just trusting that the info across the board is the right one, I think that's the kind of confidence I'm talking about. It's just trusting that this is going to play out the way that it did in scrims just last week. You know, we've seen this round before. We know how it's going to end. And just being able to visualize the start and the end, I think that's the biggest goal for the squad.
Derek, I mean, I'm curious on how you felt sort of walking out there today, because last year, you know, a tough one, ups and downs. I'm sure you felt like you had a lot more to show. I don't think it's safe to say there's a chip on your shoulder. We saw the classic skin, we saw the gun buddy, you know, I mean, I'm sure, you know, you've got your feelings there, but, you know, do you walk out there feeling like, man, I have a ton to prove still?
Yeah, definitely. This was definitely my redemption year. I've tweeted it a bunch. I think personally I had a lot of expectations for myself. I don't think the community did, just because of the awful year that I had, which I don't really care about that opinion anyway. But yeah, I walked on that stage, I felt home.
Can you talk to me a bit about the difference in terms of how you're approaching this year within EG? Because a lot of the talk about 100 Thieves was like, we were maybe trying to play too perfect, or, you know, we were a bit scared, that kind of thing. EG last year, and Jorgamo in particular, scared isn't really a word that particularly comes to mind when you associate that with EG's run. So has there been a bit of a like mentality shift for you in terms of how you're approaching the game?
Yeah, definitely a big mentality shift. Like when I first joined and I played with Jaw, like exactly what Potter said, he just runs it down, no fear. And I feel like I excel with someone like that on my team just because if I know he'll do that and he won't hesitate with any of my calls, that just gives me a lot of confidence in myself too. And I feel like the team thrives off that as well.
Most of our strats names are called on Jaw. It's on Jaw. It's on Jaw, boys. That's what we're doing.
All right. Well, then I have to talk to you about the deadlock pick. I mean, no one else is going there. And to be honest, you're not the only coach that's cooking up some mad stuff, because Loud are also running like the Phoenix and the Breach and the KO and all sorts of stuff. Do you think there's something special about the meta at the moment? Or is it that you felt very confident that you'd already kind of understood the basics with that run to champs? Like, what is it that's allowing your team to innovate when actually it looks like you had some of the least time to practice and get stuff together, and you've got some of the least like super experienced players and that kind of stuff? Shouldn't you be the team that's trying to play catch up, and you seem ahead already?
Yeah. It doesn't look like it's Sideshow. We did have the least amount of time. But there's no debating it. We did have a little bit of time, not a lot of time rather. But it was just like last year. Kickoff showed us, you know, we busted out the Euro pick on Pearl, and that was kind of my cook as well. But it's the first tournament of the year. There's just not any info on any of the teams, so it's just the perfect timing. On top of that, the Sky Nerfs came in, the Lotus changes came in, double controllers not as needed as it felt like last year. So all of those things in line with this being the first tournament of the year, and we had that week off, it just made sense that we overcooked just a little bit here. But also on top of that, Deadlock is in the hands of Jaw. It's just another special agent. Firstly, Jaw is able to make any agent work and play it like a Raze, and we're able to like fill the gaps of missing the space maker in Raze because of Jaw's playstyle. So we're able to really be really clever, even though we're missing some of the pieces, and the trade-offs don't feel that detrimental in the rounds because you have a Jaw. So it's we've been able to have a lot of fun in our scrims, but it's just an incredible start for the squad this year.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited for the future, another EG run that starts on a great page. And you guys said you didn't have a lot of time to prepare, so you had to buckle down. I wonder how much time you guys spent looking at the mini-map, you know, especially yourself there, Christine, because we spend a significant portion of our lives, I think all of us, looking at the mini-maps of VALORANT, but how well do we know them? Yeah, we're playing a game, that's right, game time, baby. Let's play map memory. The game's simple. You have to draw the map as best as you can from memory.
That seems simple.
Yeah, really straightforward.
Simple.
You've played the maps tons of times. You must know them.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to get these knuckleheads to go first, or we're going to bring Potter and Derek up?
No idea.
All right. Yeah, we're going to bring Potter and Derek up. So you guys can walk over and head straight over to the wall here. We'll introduce you to the tech. We've got Brandon Bala standing by.
Coach, you first?
Then you draw.
Well, I'm going to leave you guys up here. Just by yourself.
We'll do somebody comes, you're going to help it out, okay?
All right.
So just stand wherever you want. I mean, actually, that's incorrect. You should stand on the mark.
Sit down.
There's one there, there's one there.
Oh, see that.
Godspeed.
This is our camera, Derek.
Yeah, here's how it's going to work.
He's just
Did you guys have practice runs on this before?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, we've been doing scrims of this.
Gotcha, okay.
We're going to help you. Give you a quick fly through of the map, right? I think we all know what this particular map is. We played it earlier on in this series. And you guys are going to have 90 seconds? 90 seconds. 90 seconds. We've got plenty of encouragement, by the way, from the wings to try and draw this map as well as possible.
The whole map?
Yeah, the whole map.
Well, yeah,
Just
listen.
a bomb
Graphics and everything.
No.
I want to see every freaking leaf on every... No, you're going to have some time, obviously, to connect up the sites here. So we'll jump in. There's your two sites. This is Sunset. How about you?
Yeah.
That's tiny.
That's tiny.
All right, let's start with B main. B main.
Okay. Yeah, we got...
Yeah.
Main, love that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, that's
What
good.
is-
Yay,
it's
we're doing
fine,
the
yeah.
best.
That's good enough. We're off to the races.
That's pretty good.
Some backside, some boba action. I know what you're doing now.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
B is enormous. It's enormous.
Yeah, B's kind of. Well, we can just remove that. Remove that. It's fine.
Clear screen? Oh, you just.
Oh. Hit that erase tool? All right.
Okay, well, it's okay. We'll act like it's a little bit strong.
Here, let me cook. Let me cook.
You guys gotta let him cook.
Christ.
Oh, he's hiding it too.
Wait. Why is it not? Why is it like
So you're
doing
gonna draw
that?
long lines. You're gonna make it sort of like that's it. 45 seconds here. All right, like that.
No?
That's it. Broad
Okay,
strokes.
nice. We're still on B main.
BLB. Yeah.
We're getting it down.
That is
Beautiful.
tough.
This is
Oh, he's draw. I love
Another
that.
pillar. Okay.
This is harder than it looks.
B main looks immaculate, though. You guys are great with B main.
Yeah.
30 seconds, by the way. No time pressure.
What do you mean 30
30 seconds.
We just started.
Okay,
30
okay.
seconds.
Okay. All right, high five time, Derek.
This
High
is
five time.
Good.
Picasso, I like it.
All right.
Hey, don't forget the corner that net hidden like 15 times.
Yeah, he was hitting there quite a bit.
I don't know
What
what
is
you're
going
talking
on?
We start with market. Okay, I'll
There's
do
more
it.
to the map.
Take over. Take 2 minutes.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds.
Pretty good.
Oh my God. Double,
That's it. Broad strokes.
A main.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
This actually doesn't look too bad.
That's actually pretty clear. Not bad. Not bad.
That's not bad. You dominated. That's not bad. Did we get a reveal?
And there's the reveal. That's basically the same thing, honestly.
I mean, it's pretty much the same, right?
I mean, elbow is perfect.
Listen, I'm not
It's not.
gonna lie.
We forgot the tax.
If the marker was actually doing what a marker is supposed to do, we would have got it.
Yeah.
All right, faulty equipment.
Yeah.
All right, you guys can come have a seat now. It's the analyst's turn. That's right.
That's how good we are at this. Here you go,
To try and get
Brandon.
this
I'm
right.
not doing anything.
And I urge healthy amounts of catcalling here. Here's our second map. It will be split.
Split.
Guys, it's very straightforward. It's not even a big map topographically
Actually,
speaking.
I'm happy that this isn't Sunset too, because I think Sunset was the hardest map probably to draw.
I did you guys dirty there. It's all right.
Okay. I don't need a. I mean, I'm just seeing roofs.
All
Okay.
right, B1, B2, there's your sides. 90 seconds.
Okay, B main.
Yep.
Yep, like this, and then there's like this, and then there's like that, and then there's like that, and then there's like.
He's drawing in the moga. Stop him.
And then, and then the spawn goes down here.
What is going on?
Where are you off to?
What is he?
Where are you? It's fine. That's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
It's fine. It's fine.
Draw mark.
I mean,
here.
that's a pretty long.
Yeah. What? Stop putting the buzzer in my ear.
Guys.
Doing this, and then there's like this here.
Heaven.
And then there's the pillar is. Pillar's here, draw heaven. Okay, I got a minute left. Stop drawing. Stop drawing.
Wait, this is not fair.
Spawn over here. Oh my God, you keep punching. Just pointing your finger.
Give it to Bala. Give it to Bala.
Bala, go, take it away.
Right here, and then
Just use your fingers.
I mean, they're already disqualified. They don't. I don't care what they draw.
And then we go back up into heaven, and something like this is a box. Wait, what?
No, it's not. Keep going.
You can go.
They're baiting you.
I'll do
They're baiting you. They're baiting you. They're baiting you.
I'll do A.
Oh,
Yeah, they are not cooking.
Sewers. Help sewers. There's a ladder. There's a ladder. Stop. Main, run.
Hold on, stop. I gotta go back.
No.
Go back.
Stop it. Where are we? Get rid of that. What's happened to the site? Why are we stretched so? No, like this. Okay, there we go.
I'm done.
Fixable,
That was a
fixable.
two-hander. 10 seconds.
Fixable.
No, we're not good. We're not good.
That's good.
Let me connect the dots. Heaven.
Map is this?
Can we get a signature?
This is ropes. That's ropes.
Yeah,
Everybody,
this is a bit
that's
about great
ropes.
NFT, boys. Good job.
Sign your name. Sign your name. It's a masterpiece.
Love that.
Bren
Hook.
I thought he looked even right. That's what he said earlier today.
Woo!
Okay.
That's it.
I mean, you got T-spawn right, so.
Yeah, you guys forgot T-spawn. You guys
Oh, I
forgot
forgot
attack
spawn. That's the
too.
only thing you guys got right.
That's hard.
We forgot defense.
That's really hard.
All right, well, I think you guys win.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to them anyway. They especially didn't overheat when the smaller sound effect played in their ears.
But I had a lot of issues.
You've struggled with that today, Brent.
I get overstimulated.
I mean,
A lot of noises, a lot of stuff going on. I mean, you put a circle on the bloody screen.
Yeah, because it was funny.
Okay. All right, let's get these knuckleheads out of here.
Bye.
Derek Potter, it's been great to have you guys here. And my God, you graced our screens with some fantastic gameplay. Looking ahead, day 6 coming to a close now. Here is our bracket as it stands. Tomorrow, we've got 3 elimination matches in a row. You win, you're in the play-ins. You lose, we'll see you stage 1 in April. Cloud9 versus MIBR, Leviathan versus Sentinels, G2 versus Crew. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for a 3-match banger. Until then, stay frosty.
Yeah, I've got the banana pants on.
One enemy remaining.
Swing.
20 seconds.
All collected, but Apop is sticking it the whole way. Stop, get the half. The line bound and Joe to peel up the load, and they will not stop.
One enemy.
Pull them to their grave! Reeling them in!
One enemy remaining. Long. One enemy. Ready. Right here.
Let's go, Jonathan. 7 bullets. Is it going to be enough? They're in a blender. He gets the first. Valen weak. Oh, my God. What a play. He's so clutch. He's so clutch, Doug.
The Americans start right